My name is Biswamit Bwibedy, and along with Amanda Dennis, I direct the MFA in Creative Writing at the American University of Paris.
My name is Amanda Dennis, and I direct the MFA in Creative Writing at AUP with Biswamit.
I've been at AUP for 5 years now.
And I've been at AUP for 6.
Probably that I swear a lot, that I only focus on women writers, that I take him to a lot of different places in Paris, and might be a little fun.
Students love Biswamit. He's a cult figure. You know, all students want to study with him. Students are interested in what he's assigning, what he's reading. He's got the capacity to take experimental poetry, which is this kind of impenetrable field for some people, and make it, you know, as familiar as one's own heartbeat. And I think students love that. And so they're going to readings of Alice Notley, they're reading Lynn Haginian, and they're so excited about it, and they feel like they can connect it to their own lives.
Yeah. Oh, that is nice. Thank you. She gives mother. They're like, you know, she God. Like, because you know that's a trend. No, it's a good thing. Like,
I don't want to be like a mother.
No, mother isn't the way like Bjork is mother. You know,
but,
like
explain.
Like just out there, forward thinking, amazing. Like, you know, slay. Mother as in like the woman from Dune.
One thing that strikes me about AUP students is that they're people with a real taste for adventure. They're brave in a sense. They want to cross the ocean and study in a place where they might not know the language, where they don't feel at home at first. And they're hungry for a wider perspective, a different sense of the world. They want to grow themselves in individual ways.
Everybody's from a different place, and in you know, all these different amazing young lives converging at one place. They get to talk to each other and figure out how everybody's had such a different path. And in this kind of forming a community, I've seen people kind of transform. They really find who they are through a group of friends who are all from different places. For me, the teaching happens outside of the classroom, you know, especially in my poetry classes. It's, I think it's a waste of the city if you're not taking students to the parks and the museums and the art galleries and the neighborhood. People we are studying in the classroom and they engage with the students, so it's more experimental, unconventional way.
Any attempt to teach creative writing has to be unconventional, because otherwise what are you doing? You're just applying rules that, you know, for every rule that you put forth, you can find a brilliant exception to it. So I think you have to be open to what's unexpected.
The best thing about this job is definitely getting to meet writers from around the world who come here to just happen to be in Paris and then get in touch with us, and then we organize a reading for them at AUP.
That's right.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, it's such a wonderful thing to be able to bring a writer you admire over from the UK, from the US. I just finished a draft of a novel that I've been working on for many years, and it's the story of an experimental community on a fictional island in the middle of the Kattegat Sea in Denmark. And it's a group of people who want to experiment with a way of living where they're completely self-sufficient in a way that would be impossible in any larger community. And so it's a story of what these 4 people go through on the island, and it's cut with scenes from their previous lives in the real world. And I've just finished my big messy draft, and I'm someone for whom the real magic of writing happens in revision. So I'm looking forward to really getting into the weeds of revision this spring and, you know, cutting half of the length and making it a little bit sharper.
The poets I used to love used to talk about that space between projects, you know, when you finish one book and move on to the other book, and that both the discomfort of that space but also the potential in that space. So I'm in that space, but I just finished a memoir, and which is like a very unconventional kind of memoir, and then moving on to something historical fiction. But I also feel like terrible because I've spent 5 years in Paris writing about Iowa, about medieval India, and about 19th century London. But I feel like I finally see the project that'll root me in Paris. I just need to kind of put it all together and shape it.